still feeling tired? If I have to work, how can I acknowledge how I feel? And maybe find a way to carry myself through the tasks I have. Or cancel everything, right? But it's really great to remember that you can use it however you want. It's a great sentence, man. And it really much connects, Ray, with what you said. I will say, with what you say about people, places, people being a reflection of us. Because it comes with a big responsibility towards the world. Because if I am everyone, maybe to ponder. Emma, say.
Yeah, I've been lucky to be in spaces with you before. So what I'm noticing is that I feel that my questions, like hearing you say this now, I'm like, I don't think my questions change that much. I think my questions are often have a very similar thread, which now that's a pattern that I'm noticing myself, which makes me, I'm just curious of how much am I actually really working with my questions if they're still here after a couple of years. And whether I'm to what extent am I avoiding them, or do I what depth am I going into, or is it time to also leave them? I don't know. What do we do in that embodiment exercise? Stay with it or leave it. So I guess that's coming to me now. It's listening to you.
But when you notice that, you can make the choice. You're the only one who knows in a way. We can maybe mirror, and you can observe that if this is something that came up, you can observe that and see. But remember, we won't work on tarot, but part of the working with dreams, we also study tarot. And if people are familiar with that, in tarot, the movement is a spiral, which is also interesting for dance. Yeah. So actually it is in a way, there is a movement, but then it's actually talking about actually going in a spiral, which means I go from number 1 to number 9, and 10 is actually 1 and a 0, which is another kind of a spiral. Or you can look at hermeneutics, which is Gadamer and another from sociology. They talk, it's not a linear movement, it's a spiral. So in a way, we may be present to certain questions that stay with us just to reveal a different perspective. And yet if we get bored, or if we feel it's enough, and you will know it in your body when it's enough, then it's time to change. But you will know that because you will feel it in your body. So just observe that for the next week. Maybe enough talking how you feel. It's good? Are we good to go on? Great. Leah, where are you? Thanks. Okay. I think I'm like a child with this. Used to it. So when you write something, I'm reading immediately. Okay, so the plan, what I would like to propose is that we're gonna use what we did yesterday, but where is Leah? Don't worry, because it's very simple, and we're gonna use it in a different way. We're gonna be pouring weight just to warm up, just to get into the body. Then we're gonna do a bit of a partner work to take a closer look at images, even more specific than yesterday. And then we're gonna open a dream. We're gonna choose a dreamer and open a dream, work with a dream through movement. So it will be a chance to see the practice from a bit different perspective, and yet it's all the same, with a different articulation and different score. And it's a great opportunity to bring you, Leah and Amani, in inside, to go through the steps. Amari, you did it actually on the first day, but we're gonna weave it back to what we did yesterday. Okay? Great. So let's start today. Let's start all together and lying down. Yeah. Then also, if anyone doesn't need it, if you don't want the video, it's also fine for me. You don't have, but the only thing is that you find a way to lie down, maybe with your legs outstretched if you can, taking a moment to close your eyes and just lie down, pouring your weight into the floor. And you can easily close your eyes for the moment we just going to be lying down. And feel all the places, make like a scan through your body, going from the top of the head to the toes, and noticing all the places that are touching the floor. And each time you recognize a support, allow yourself to surrender to the gravity, knowing that the more you unhold, the more you give in your weight, the more you receive from the earth. There's a continuous exchange, and it's the Newton's second law of gravity. If I give a force in one direction, it's coming up in the opposite direction. So just sense it through your body. And notice that although you're lying down and it seems you're not moving, the weight is pouring. So the weight is continuously shifting, adjusting, changing. And if you imagine that your body is filled with ink, or that you can leave an ink mark on the floor, just pay attention and notice if there is a difference in the drawing between the left and the right sides of your body. Between the left and right side of your head, scapulas, pelvis, really noticing which part leaves the biggest mark on the floor, and which one is the lightest. Like if you were, through your surrendering, just, seeing it as a visual image. And as you're feeling the weight pouring down, shift your attention to your breathing for a moment. And allow your breath to flow in its own rhythm. Knowing that every time the breath returns to flow in its own rhythm, everything that is out of place simply returns to be in place. And everything that is out of order has a tendency to return and be in order. See if you can feel and attend to pouring weight simultaneously as you attend to your breath flowing easily. And we're gonna connect with the breathing, with the weight pouring, just to hone attention. So each time when you make an exhale, engage in pouring the weight across your body, either by, lifting a body part and feeling how the weight pours into another body part, or turning in whatever creative way you do it. Just with an exhale, you pour the weight. It can be tiny. It's just to really notice it. And with an inhale, when there is for the duration of the inhale, you're gonna suspend wherever you get. And in that moment of suspension, shift your energy to the whole of the body, your attention to the whole of the body, just to notice, where am I? How do I feel? And then with an exhale, pour the weight again. And on an inhale, suspending. And on an exhale, pouring the weight across the body. Yeah. On an exhale, pouring the weight. And on an inhale, suspending wherever you get. You may have gotten almost nowhere. That's perfect. It's not about how big the movement is. And see if you can give priority to first exhaling and then beginning to move. So you exhale and you pour the weight. Wherever the inhale catches you, you suspend. And in the moment of suspension, you check where you are, how you feel, how is your body, and really being disciplined to suspend and not move for an inhale. It's very artificial, and yet it will bring us somewhere. So for a moment, for the next 7 minutes, just commit to it if you can. So exhale, pouring the weight across the body, giving into the gravity. And on an inhale, just taking a moment to suspend, to expand more into the form you're in, noticing how you feel, and then exhaling to pour the weight again. And pay extra attention to the beginnings and ends. Pay extra attention to the beginnings and ends. So how do you begin the movement? How can the movement really catch the ride with the breath? on an inhale, suspend. Do not move if it's possible. Notice where you are. Yeah. And exhale. Notice the beginning of the movement. Shift toward the weight. Beautiful. Yeah. And notice if you already know where you're going to go. And if you already have an image of the finished place to which you're going to get, because you're actually doing some revisiting some places you know, can you allow yourself to go further than the place you know, or to stop before, so that you have an opportunity to see what's along the way? Yeah. And exhaling to pour. Yes, great. And inhaling to suspend. And to notice, where am I? How do I feel? What else can I let go of? Yeah. Beautiful. Paying attention to the beginnings. Great. After the inhale, do you return to the same place which you were moving before the suspension? Or are you choosing to pour the weight into a completely other body part? Experiment with these for a moment. To return, to continue a direction, or to really shift from leading with the head to pouring the weight into the heel. Yeah. And if you're losing attention or you need some kind of support, see what you can do, what you can provide for yourself. Speed up, slow down, breathe out a little bit louder so that your focus comes back into the body. Yeah. Paying extra attention to the beginning. Do not jump over the beginnings of movement. Notice, how does the movement begin? Yeah, exactly. Maybe by dropping the weight through the support system, the places that touch the floor. And no one said that you have to stay on the ground. If you have a wish to get up, how do you make it within the task of pouring the weight and suspending on an inhale? Can you allow yourself to go beyond the planned place of arriving or stop before, so that you allow yourself to get surprised? Yeah. And in the moment of suspense, really check the whole of the body, how you feel. Yeah. And what is happening? How can you make it in such a way that there is not a break, but your attention stays in the body? So even if you suspend, it's not like a cut, but it's just another form of continuation. Just continuing, although you're not visibly moving. Yeah, beautiful. Exactly. And notice, shift your attention to check, to work a bit more with a detail. So am I moving a detail? Am I pouring weight into a detail of my body? Maybe an elbow, or the coccyx, or, the outside edge of my right foot, pouring the weight into the nose. So really becoming more detailed. Yeah. Choosing smaller or bigger surfaces. Am I pouring into the whole right side of my body? Yeah. Yes. And then using it as a tool to awaken all the different angles and textures that are inscribed in your body. Yeah. Yeah. Really activating the details and asking yourself which parts of the body haven't moved yet, haven't been in the center of my attention yet. Have I poured the weight into my eyes, into my belly button, into the shins? Detail as I pour and as I inhale and suspend, noticing the whole. And can the moment of suspension be different than the moment of pause? Beautiful, great. Reminding yourself that your body is all around you. Yeah. And release the relationship with the breath and just continue pulling weight. And notice what's the new pleasure you have if you don't have to suspend on an inhale. What does it allow you now? can you still use or return to the place of suspension, sometimes giving yourself time to notice where you are. Yeah, exactly. And listen to the rhythm of your movement. Really bring into the focus the rhythm, the song you're singing, just to, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just to hear how different it is today. And if you notice it's the same as yesterday, do you want to keep it the same? Are you in need of variation? Knowing that you can provide it to yourself, what can you change to make it reflect your needs today? By attending to the rhythm. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And if you're in a space where you can sing to yourself, it's also a great tool just to vocalize, just to hear yourself sounding the movements, feel the vibration in the body, and still keeping the detailed precision of your attention. Yeah. Yeah. And what's the texture of your movement? If you're repeating known positions, see if you can invite yourself to keep doing that. But can you find some difference somehow? Maybe doing it slower than usual, or really with more weight, in a textured way, stopping before. Yes, beautiful. Yeah. And notice what you've done until now. Maybe you've been on the floor. Notice the pattern you've created. And become aware of the choice you have to either amplify the pattern, so to really choose to stay down, or to stay repeating the forms, or to stay with a detail, or recognizing a possibility to change and to add the other side, right? Yeah. Head is part of the body. Head can also weigh. Yeah. Yeah. Like 1 more minute to do it, to continue, and just address anything what you need. If you need to speed up, slow down, If you need to put more texture to feel yourself today, do it to yourself. Respond to your own necessity. And yet keep it a question. Yeah. 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 And then find an end. We're going to continue moving in a moment, but before, just sit down and straighten up your spine and close your eyes, taking a look at everything what you've done until now as if it was a movie in which you're starring the main character. So you're looking at yourself dancing from the last event, from the last thing you did until the beginning, reversing the movie, rewinding the tape. It's an old school. It's a video. So looking at yourself as if from the outside, and whenever you are done, yeah, good. Okay, great. So let's not talk now, but if you have something you want to take a note of, you can do it, like for the next 30 seconds, 1 minute. We're going to go directly to work with a partner. Yeah? If there's something you've noticed, which was curious for you. Especially interesting the question about suspense and what happens with a pause or suspending a certain activity. What do you gain?
Space.
Space for what?
Space inside space for.
Space is good also.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Now you want to say something? No. Okay. Good. Okay. So we're gonna get into couples and work having the same base of pouring weight as the base. So really taking it wherever you want and just working with as much detail of pouring the weight into the finger or jumping the attention to another body part or just really being working with the whole body, standing up, whatever, taking it to whatever is interesting for you in that moment. And your partner is going to watch you. First, for the first minute, your partner is just going to watch you committing to the watching. This is very important, that you really give your attention to your partner fully, because with your extra, they can expand. They can have a heightened attention in their own body to actually grow. And so the person is moving, and then my partner is watching me, and then my partner is telling me, suspend. Wherever they catch me, I suspend the movement, and I report to them something about what I notice. So something from the level, I would love if you could manage to speak from the level of imagination. So maybe, where are you? What do you see? Who are you? What's but it can be also, what do I notice? Maybe I notice the space between my hands, and I feel it's like a gate, and I'm standing in front of a gate, ready to enter. Yeah? And then when I finish speaking, I just return to pouring my weight. And then at some other moment, my partner says, suspend. And I suspend.
Hi.
And I say, I am in the present tense.
Good morning.
I see, or I feel, or I am I describe, I say what I notice. Yeah? After, it will last like 8 minutes, one person, so that you can a little bit dive into it. And then we're going to change roles, and the second person's going to work. And the other person will say, suspend. And then we're going to go on again and again. But then we're going to meet all together, and this exercise will have 3 stages. We're going to keep plunging into it. Yeah? Is there any question? Or is it clear?
Yeah, what was the 1 minute part?
The 1 minute, it's just to give our partner an opportunity to get into it. So, sometimes when we hear a comment, suspend, some people may, it can be stressful. So just to give a moment, that I get my flow and I'm pouring my weight in the way I want. Yeah? And then when I feel, you can also just sense it by watching or by tuning into yourself, that there is a moment when there's like a drop, and then you can say, in a gentle way, suspend. See that from Katya? Not at all. Okay, you cannot. Oh no. So wait, I'll close the rooms. Sorry. La 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 la. Someone already went. And I will recreate. And I will just a second. Just a second. Katya, so you will be in the room. I will just join it. Right? We will do. We work together. Okay, I'll do it with you again. Okay, and then we will change anyway in the next part. Okay. So where's everyone? So I'm opening the rooms now. Yeah. See you there.
No, I think someone Saturday or Sunday, but I come Friday at 1 o'clock. At 1? Yeah. Or you can come on Wednesday at 1 if you want. That's what I was saying, I come every Wednesday at 1. Yeah. We got one guy that doesn't work, and everybody else is getting mad because he don't work, and they don't know what to do with the man. I don't understand. I was brought out of fire, dude, or not fired, but they changed jobs. But he's not going, that's no good.
Okay, let's go inside.
Are you already ready?
Yeah, ready. My patient was didn't show up. And so,
I'm gonna let my folks go to the home. I'm gonna have to leave this one.
that's good. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I mean, whatever is, I'm happy to accommodate people, it's kind of like last minute. So, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Hello. Ciao, Grace. Hi. Dance with me. Okay. Yes? Great. You dance and I will. Great. So it's okay. Hmm. Suspend. So what do you notice? Tell me.
My foot is pointed, and the energy is going out through my leg. Almost all of my energy, almost everything is relaxed except for like my toe. My big toe is being pulled by a string.
What kind of a string?
Probably like a rope that's wrapped around my big toe.
Okay.
It's being pulled.
Yeah. Suspend. Where are you?
In a sewing class.
Okay. What are you doing there?
I'm looking at different fabric options.
Okay. Suspend. And now?
Water, very, very cold water.
How does it make you feel?
Clean.
now?
I'm doing a flip over a trapeze.
Who's around you?
Whole audience.
Oh, how do you feel?
I'm gonna land it. I'm gonna stick it.
Okay.
That's fly.
Okay. Suspend.
I fell.
Okay, where are you falling? Or where did you fall?
Some high, but it's playful. I'm falling into water. I jumped off backwards, off of a rock.
Great. Cool. Suspend. Yeah. What is this now? Yeah. Where are you?
I'm going on the side of a mountain.
Oh, and how does it feel on that side of the mountain?
It's very windy, so I've had to grow out. I've had to grow more horizontal because of the wind.
Okay. Yeah. Suspend. And now?
Sail of a boat
Oh, okay.
on a still day. Sort of swaying a little bit, but it hasn't been. It's been very windy today, so the winds aren't making me blow very much, just making me sway.
Suspend. Oh, yeah, it's good just to breathe. Where are you? What are you? What's going on?
My child who has fallen, but my pain is not being acknowledged.
Suspend.
I'm a receptionist.
Great.
I've been here for how many hours?
Suspend? Yeah, great.
A cat on the house having smells of something small, furry.
And where do you feel it in the body?
My lower back,
Okay.
my abdomen.
Suspend. And notice your shoulders. From this perspective, who are you? What are you? Where are you?
I'm about to pull the covers over my body. I'm sleeping outside. And I'm about to get into my sleeping bag. As the night comes.
Then go for it. Great. Take 1 more minute. We're gonna do 1 more minute. Suspend.
A space rock. Meteor.
Suspend.
Seaweed.
Suspend.
Hey. A hole in that tree.
Great. Great. Yeah? We take a little pause. It's great, Grace. You know what you can notice? Pay attention. Pay attention to the beginnings, really, and the ends. Because I sometimes see you knowing where you're going to stop. Not now so much because you're more depending on me. But when you're moving yourself, pay attention to that. If you can invite yourself, if I know I'm going to make you don't see me much, but if I know I'm going to make a yoga position, or a beautiful twirl, see if you can still keep noticing the details.
Yeah.
It's not even necessary that you change that because that's your training and it's great. But if you like in theater, that you don't want to play a general scene, pay attention to the details and beginnings and ends.
Yeah.
Especially now we're going to change roles also. And because there is a tendency to work with the general, like with the whole body, I see you very, well connected. Notice if you can also notice the less obvious places. Like, for example, what happened in the cat. It was really interesting. There was like a shift in your presence. Yeah, that I could really see. Allowing yourself to really feel that you do a very good thing, which is just breathing out. When there is a suspense, really taking that moment to like, and sinking into that.
Yeah, specificity is definitely something that I resist because sometimes it becomes boring, too specific. If it's not, or maybe it's just too vulnerable. Like if it's just looking at my hand right now, it somehow just becomes very vulnerable and sort of
But you can, you can navigate. You can see what the threshold you want to go to. It's not good. It's not important to push, but it's important to notice what's the, where I feel. Yeah, because it feels like I don't know. It was just what I was noticing before. It's great we're together, so I could say that. Yeah, if you want to write something, write, because I think, I can dance for you if you want, but it's not about me. It's class, so.
Yeah. I'm so happy to be here, Anna.
Yeah.
And I have so many lots of resistances this week. So this is very tender work to go into. So of course, the first instinct is to sort of resist it. But yeah, there's so much to deepen into.
Well, it's revealing to be soft. It is. Well, the next one, your theater. Theater, next one, I want everyone to come up now. I'm gonna go to the next one already.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Going to the next what?
Next exercise. Next stage.
Yeah. That's what we're doing next?
Yes. All good?
Yes.
Great. Any remarks for everyone or for our little group now?
We were talking with Eski that because I did it like this, but I did one movement per breathing action. So it was super tiring at the end. Eski also, we were really exhausted. Also because you are consciously breathing, so it's very, it demands a lot of energy, yes.
But you meant the previous one, or now you did it with stopping?
No, we did the same, just that someone said suspend. No?
But you can flow easily. So next time you change, because I wasn't careful with Grace, that's why I couldn't move around, and I would have probably told you. Yeah?
Yes.
So you can really allow yourself the breath to flow.
Okay, vale.
Yeah, so that's why it was probably tiring, because if we try to shift it's very good, this I'm saying too, this was just an exercise to hone your attention, to stop, to connect with the breathing, but you want to allow your breath to flow. In this practice, you never try to control the breath.
Okay.
Yeah? Everyone's good? Cool. So we're going to go to the next stage. We're going to pair up with someone else. Oops. I will mute. Okay. Oh, my computer. What is this? Okay. We're going to go to the next pair. It's going to be a chance to meet a couple of people today. And to a next stage also of this exercise, which is to this time when your partner tells you to suspend, you're going to speak from the place. So if I am on the cat on the roof, I'm gonna sound as a cat, right? So you will not describe the image that you see or the feeling you have. If I find myself in a huge argument among the people, I'm just gonna scream or do whatever, or just you place yourself in the scene or in the feeling, and from this place, just say something. So if you imagine you're a secretary, you just say, next one, why are you not coming? Yeah? If I feel whatever there is, just speak it out. And if it's not an image, no problem. You can just make a sound. Whatever you feel it is. If it's an object, you just, I don't even know in English, how this, stapler? Oh, stapler. How does a stapler sound? Whatever. Yeah, whatever comes to your mind without judging, just speak from that place. And when you finish speaking, return to pulling weight. Clear? Cool. Okay, so I'll assign again the rooms. I guess Katya recreate. And I will make like this now. I will check if everyone is assigned. Just a second. No. I'm sorry. One more time. 7. Okay, no. Yes. Everyone is in a couple. Yes. Okay, great. Yeah? So when you're ready, let's do it. I open the rooms. And Amari? Amari, maybe we just do it. Hi.
Hey.
I'm not seeing how to message and I thought
I guess it's fine. I guess everyone went back to their same partners.
yeah, it's we'll just get to know one another even more. Shall I go first again or would you like to go first?
You can go first.
Okay.
Wait, did we join the breakout room again?
I think we could just do it here. Either one's fine. What do you think? Katya will be able to see us. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening, so I'm going to join the breakout room. Katia? Katia, can you join now?
Hi. I'm kind of in and
I
out.
cannot hear you.
Ouch.
Let's say.
Hi. Sorry, I'm in between. I'm in between work.
You're in between.
But I can join for like 15 minutes as a participant.
15. So maybe now wait 2 more minutes,
Okay.
and then we're gonna change the couples again. So then you can do.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Good. Then I have my 2 minutes to dance. Or we can both, Katya. Or you can dance now. I mean, it's like 1 minute 50. You wanna do it? A quick shot.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so you know what we're doing, or do you need information?
I think that we're dancing the weight, pouring weight, right?
Yes, and then Ola will tell you to suspend, and
Yes.
you can, and yes, and you say, you speak from that place you're suspended. What you notice, how you feel, what is there that you notice when you suspend? Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good. Okay. Good, Ola.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yes, yes, and she doesn't have to see you. Yeah. Suspend.
Okay, I see.
And stay there. Yeah, stay there.
Okay. I see a fire hydrant and a clock on the white wall, and I feel myself climbing up the wall to the ceiling and up towards the sky, but kind of hanging a little bit with my back to the floor. And I feel tension because I'm holding my weight. I feel hot and sweaty. I'm gonna move.
Okay, and continue. Continue. Yeah. Suspend.
I feel like I am looking into the ocean, but it's really far under me. And like I'm on the cloud, and I'm trying to see all the different little people and cities or structures underneath me, but I can't.
And how would you call them, or what would you do with your voice if you were to use your voice in this situation? What would you do?
Oh, I would blast them with really high pitch sound, and they're like ants. They're like the ants.
Katya, we came back to the main session.
Oh, okay.
I realize we're gonna get another couple. Everyone's fine?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Yes?
Yeah.
One more time, a short one? Okay, good. So we're gonna go for the Ray. Tell me.
It wasn't a big problem, but Amari and I were together 2 times in a row.
Good. We're gonna change that the third time. It was not me, it was the computer choosing. I didn't notice. Okay, Amari, you're gonna change that, right? Both of you. Good. So,
I would need a short break.
go, take a short, okay. Well, then let's everyone take a short break. Is it fine for you? Yeah? 5 minutes? Good. And then, that's great. Ria, 5 minutes is okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So see you in 5 minutes. Yeah? Cool. place. How was it to speak from that place? Could you do it? She doesn't hear. Everyone's fine? Any thoughts or comments about that?
I got a bit lost in translation. I found it quite difficult to not do it in my mother tongue, or at least I had the idea that I would have to do it in English, which was not like even said, but I struggled a bit with that. And then like the analytical mind got in the way.
Yeah. So for that, maybe we do this the last time, but shorter, and this time we won't speak. But the moment you suspend the movement, when your partner asks you to suspend, just take a moment to feel where you are, what is it that's happening, and include what you feel into your movement, into your next move, right? Into your new beginning. So if I'm feeling I'm hanging on a cliff and I'm climbing up, maybe choose the direction, or maybe choose the, texture, because it's more effort. So I will just have a bit more texture in my body. Just see how the image, how the thing you report can inform your next move. Yeah? Good. So I'll do it. Yeah. Yes? Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. So I'll find the new breakout room. Easy. I'll change the time. So we have still a moment. So it will be 11 minutes, 12 in total. But after 5 minutes change, we create. I'll take, okay, now you're in a different couples. Amari, will you join? Yes. Good. So, and Katya, I think she's for now out. So, Leah, I'll be with you in a couple, okay? Okay, I'm opening the rooms. Yeah, so when you suspend, and this is, when you suspend, give yourself really the opportunity not to move for a second. To really make an inhale, exhale, noticing what's the position you're in, and only then continuing with the new information which you gained. Okay? This moment of pause, which is said Varinya space, is a very interesting place to notice what happens there, what kind of an option appears in that moment of suspending a rhythm. Yeah? Okay. Manar, yes, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think what you're saying is similar to what I experienced. Like it's a chance to be the start of a new scene, of a new something. But at the same time, I was a bit frustrated with being too evident. Like I'm in a position, and what comes to my imagination is the first thing that this image represents, and maybe I'm just illustrating with my voice. So like there is no much room left for intrigue or something. So I think I was more thinking of that. But yeah.
So how can you change that? What could you do different? this time? How could you? That's. Do you have some answer or some thought about that?
I don't have a set answer for it, but I'm ready to experiment.
Good. I mean, first of all, take whatever comes. Even if the image seems obvious to you, the image that comes up comes from your inner reality. And for you, it's obvious, maybe, because it's this is your language. Yeah? So the first thing is to accept that, to take that, because it may not be obvious for the other. And remember that, who said that? I was with Orla. Yeah, right? That you're every part of the image. So if I, in a circus, and I'm think that my choice is obvious, I can become the floor, or I can become the hula hoop. I mean, I don't know how you call it. You know, this thing where I haven't been to a circus forever, so it's just a very stereotypical image. But just to say that whatever comes up, take it, and then choose within the image, or choose to move from a different body part, or find another way.
Okay.
Yeah? Just keep it as a question and see what answer do you find for yourself. Okay, I open. So join. I join you, Leah. Yes. Hi, Katya. Yes,
Hi.
Katya,
Hi.
you do with us?
I'm a little bit like I only have maybe 8 minutes before I have to go again, switch my attention. So I don't know what's there.
Well, if you can.
Oh, sorry. Someone just called, so it mutes. Can you say it again? I could watch her.
If you can, well, you can watch, definitely, or you can, I'm just saying, stay focused for this 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
And suspend here. Suspend. Yeah, notice what's changing. Suspend. 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 Yeah. And notice the beginning of the movement after the suspension. Suspend. Notice the beginning of the movement after the suspension. Notice how you begin. Which is the first body part that begins. Yeah. Suspend. Leah. And now notice how you begin. Suspend. And the next time you suspend, give yourself time to inhale and exhale in the moment of suspension. Suspend. Suspend. Yeah, and take 1 more minute to do it to yourself, to suspend whenever you want, and just allowing it to shift maybe what you're doing or offer an opportunity. And then Katya, you will be able to do it after
I have to go. Sorry, Anna. I have to go. I have a patient.
No problem.
Yeah, I really have to take my needles out from someone. Okay. Sorry. But I will come in and out. I just don't want to take attention.
Good. So maybe then listen more
I'll listen.
than do.
Okay.
Good. See you.
Thank you.
So I stay with you. Yeah. 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 And really notice now the choice you have in this moment of suspension. Yeah. How's your, yeah, exactly. Okay. Take a rest for a moment. And how is it? So how is it in this moment when it happens? What do you notice?
That I tend to suspend my breath as well. So it's very good advice to remember to keep breathing. And I noticed that for today, I'm moving from a place of pain. Like I'm having some cramps, and so it's my movement is really about finding pleasure and finding room. And I found it quite difficult to find images for it, or to make a noise. But just moving and sensing was fine. Was much more easy for me today.
Well, but because maybe this physical level is still present. You know, the physical level is so present.
Yeah.
So probably it's very like an access. So, but you know, also when you speak or when you report, you can report from a very physical place. But it doesn't matter. It's great what you're doing. It's if you want, we could do. I don't have to move, but you could move for another 3 minutes. And yet, to have one suggestion for you, if you could see. If you could really offer yourself an opportunity that when you suspend something and you take that breath in and out, that then you see from which place in the body you move. So that you really notice, you know, because all you, like if I'm hanging, my whole body is available. I can move from a fingertip. I can move from the back. I can move from my shoulder. I can move from my elbow. So there is many details in the body that could be of support for your cramps and for the pain you're feeling. Yeah. So see if you can activate a little bit more the details in the body, so that you can maybe support yourself in the pain or whatever you're feeling. Yeah. So in the moment when you suspend, that you really choose the body part, the layer, the body part from which you're starting to move. Go. Good. I go. You go. Oh shit, I didn't tell them to change roles. Wait, I just sent them a message. And it is a long time. Changing roles.
I'm enough. Sorry.
Had a bit of yes. Yeah. And suspend. And now really see the choice, that you can choose where do you go next. Yeah. Yeah, and suspend and really feeling the breathing, feeling the weights. Yeah. Suspend. Really choose a detail now in which you're gonna inform. It will inform. Yes. And suspend. And yeah, how do you start? Yeah, exactly. Maybe a different rhythm or, just notice. Suspend. Yes. And take one more minute to do it alone, Leah. And really see how you can use this suspension to choose a different, yes, to inform you. Exactly. what do you notice? I mean, we're going to come back together. It's going to kick us out in 3 seconds. That. Do you notice how the image can shift your movement, or are you able to? Who was speaking? Great. Tempo, shape, and theme. Good. What else? What else do you notice that changes?
And you can put some lemon in your water. So the next one, next Wednesday, 1 o'clock, yes.
Sound. Sound of your moving changes, Emma, when you move, or what changes with the sound?
I noticed that it didn't happen a lot, but particular movements maybe create sound.
Oh, wait, Emma, I cannot hear you. I think I muted you accidentally. I was trying to mute. That particular movement, some movements create sound.
Yes, some particular movements either create sound, either verbally or otherwise, and or inspire sound.
What other changes you see or you feel in the body?
I felt like I was slowly becoming like one with my breath. So I feel like sometimes when I'm dancing, I feel this urge to like not breathe and almost like contract and restrict to like hold a movement, and I found myself slowly like breathing with the movement.
Great. That's very important. It's really crucial, right? The breath is our first diagnostic tool. When we get, when something happens to us, when there's something that's positive or negative moves us, the first place you're gonna notice something happens is the breath. So when I feel that I'm holding the breath, that means that maybe, yeah, like you say, what can I let go of? You know, how can I return to myself, actually, to be in tune with myself, be back in the body. Yeah, it's not only for dancing. I mean, we also had it in our little group, but it's really in the life beyond the stage, right? If something surprises us, it goes, ah! If we get scared, it also can go, ah! If I have to run away, it will speed up, right? It will become shallower and quicker. So really notice your breath, notice your breathing. It's great. Anything else you notice? What changes when noticing an image?
It offered a way to like really hone into details, not just about the image. And like it started with really trying to notice the image for its details, but then I found that shifted into noticing like specific muscles or specific parts of my body as I allowed that to transform the movement. So as it continued, yeah. I don't know if I'm articulating that very well, but
you did. And how does it feel to find these muscles? Yeah.
It feels like when you wake up and you like stretch and you haven't stretched that bit yet in the day, and it's like, oh, it's just really, it's a good really internal feeling.
Yeah, and it feels. I mean, to me, when you describe it, there's something about. You're all trained in one way or the other. There are forms, there are patterns which we have in the body, which we're gonna come back to, right? And I know you also spoke and worked about it with Shannon. So and it's great to have that. And yet, I may get bored with myself repeating over and over the same move. And I'm again in that swing, or I'm again in that solution, right? And that way of organizing myself. And the way to change that is to notice, for example, the detail, or to notice how I feel, or to notice, to suspend it for a moment and choose maybe to do the same form, but with a different perspective. So not maybe seeing my swing again from the arm that's swinging, but notice it from the coccyx. It will already create a different opportunity for movement. Grace, you wanted to say something.
I'm just finding when an image becomes clear, it's hard, and since we're partnered, I'm having a hard time. I'm noticing that I sort of lean into performing the image, or like even sometimes like miming. And I feel like my hands are betraying me. I want to cut off my hands.
No way, don't do that.
No.
Your hands are a way to interact with the world. It's just a question. It's observe them and see how you can keep, when the image is very clear. Maybe someone has a thought about that before I speak. What to do if I catch myself wanting to perform for the other? What could I do?
I think either you live it fully or cut it fully. But whatever you do it fully.
Well, maybe, yes. But for example, if I catch myself in a particular place, which may be a representation, Grace, in that moment, really, attention is it's the really great opportunity. So if I feel I'm in my outer form, can I notice really, for example, Amari, you were saying about the breathing, can I notice my breath? Can I come back to how I feel? Can I delay it a little bit? Very simple tools, like really delay and accept it comes out, it's okay. It's okay, it comes out. And then, okay, how does it feel? And because I go back to how I feel, maybe the general image of the acrobat, will become very specific because they have little twinkly, mirror. And this will change. So just really giving yourself time to feel. And in a way, Analu was right in the sense that, you are right, but in the sense that not to judge it. If you feel there's a judgment coming up, there's a very funny exercise in the school we do. You imagine a conch shell, like a box made like in a spiraling shape with a little cover. You catch that voice that judges into that box, you close it, and you throw it off to the left. Or you just swipe it to the left. And it's not because of apps, like dating apps, but it's because our body understands left as the path. So whenever I feel that judgment, I'll just really, it's a practice of really just taking the voice out of my system. Accepting what is really the plain principle. If it comes, if I'm doing again the mind, okay. And what can I do with this? Good. Everyone's fine?
I have just a little sharing.
Great.
For me, it was, I was somehow feeling lost in the suspensions, because I couldn't name like really clearly what I am in that particular moment. Like maybe through moving, I know what I am doing through movement, maybe anatomically, or maybe I feel like something or someone abstract or some weird alien thing that is moving. That once I am suspended, like it comes this question that what am I, who am I, what am I representing at this particular moment? So this image doesn't come to mind really clearly. So
Good, but then stay with the sensation. Really come back to the sensation. It's also, do not search for images outside of the body. I made this mistake for many years. It's not needed to fit into an image. It's very different. Really just search, come back, and notice, how's my breath? How's my weight? And if you can't name it, it's okay. You can still feel it. Yeah? Then physicalize it. Yeah. And as with writing the dreams in the morning, if you don't remember a dream, just write a sensation. Just write the thought with which you wake up. Just start writing. So whatever you notice, just take it. Take it and then weave from it. Good. Yeah? Can we choose a dreamer now? Are you fine all to go into that? Probably what's going to happen, Marina, just that you know, because I know you have to go in 15 minutes, we're going to choose a dreamer, we're going to clarify and verify the dream, and probably that will be it. We won't go further. So we're going to pack the dream in a little pouch of light, and we're going to open it tomorrow, which is great because then we can directly move with it. So I'll take notes. I can take a photo and send it to you. Yeah? Good. Okay. So who had a dream tonight? Yesterday night. Sorry for my English. Okay, wait. Play. Anna, Lu, keep, Anna. Okay, Emma, Ezgi, Manan, Amarino. No dream? No. Okay, Katia, we don't see. Leah. Melody. You. And Grace? Okay. Ben? I think possible. It is very interesting opposite, right? When we don't have to do it, it just comes when we focus. So tomorrow, again. Anyway, they come. You dreamt. It's just we didn't catch it. Yeah, it wasn't caught. Okay, so very good. Many people have a dream. It's fantastic. So let's choose a dreamer. Yeah? So we sit up straight. And I'm going to sneak in one imagery exercise for you into that. So just close your eyes. And return with your attention to your breathing. So you don't need to change it, you don't need to control it in any way. Just allow your breath to flow in its own rhythm. To return to its own rhythm.
Hi, this message is for Mr. Smith. This is Katya Chizhaeva. I'm the acupuncturist. We made an appointment for today for right now, which is 12:15. And I'm checking on you, making sure that, I was trying to see if you didn't get lost or something, but perhaps you forgot. I don't know. in the future, if you do miss this appointment, we can reschedule, but I do need 24-hour notice because I get full and I could see somebody else at that time. And so the time is pretty valuable for me at this point. So it's just really important to let me know. Yeah, my number is 415-568-0004. Thank you. Take care.
Then everything that is out of place simply returns to be in place. And everything that is out of order has a tendency to return and be in order. And with the next exhale, dive even deeper to the level of your abdominal area. And allow your breathing to fall into its own rhythm. Knowing that once the breath returns to flow in its own rhythm, everything that is out of place simply returns to be in place. And everything that is out of order has a tendency to return and be in order. Feel that your consciousness that now is in your abdominal area is spreading with your breathing through all the cells of the body and shining out into the wall, aligning you with the wall, with the universe. And with your mouth slightly open, breathe out slowly 3 times, counting from 3 to 1 and seeing the numbers. So you're breathing out, you see number 3. Breathing out, you see number 2. And breathing out, you see number 1. Tall, clear, and very bright. And then you blow out a 0, which becomes a circle of light in front of you. And in that circle, you see a name or a face of the dreamer whose dream you need to open today as a group. And the dreamers are Annalu, Ezgi, Emma, Orla, Ray, Anna, Manal, Leah, and Melody. Melody, Leah, Manal, Anna, Ray, Orla, Emma, Ezgi, or Anna. Once you've seen, breathe out and open your eyes. Okay, so who sees Analu? 1, 2, 3. Okay, Ezgi? 4. Emma? 1, 2, 3. Wow, interesting. Orla? I think we kind of chosen. Ray? Anna? Manal? Leah? Oh, Marina, you're which, who? Sorry, Manal? No. Leah? Leah is Ben. Okay. And Melody? Okay, 2. Well, what you see is great because last time we had everyone's pretty evenly spread and now we're aligning. Good. So Ezgi, this is your dreaming time.
Okay, but as I said, I mean, my notes are very unreadable, and I have particular scenes in my head, and I'll just go with that.
Very good. So everyone, take a piece of paper, right, that you have some kind of a possibility to take notes from what Ezgi is saying. And when Ezgi is reading the dream, Ezgi, you're going to read the dream in such a way that you really feel it. Yeah? Knowing how yesterday when Ray was reading that we need a moment, right? We need to write it. You need to feel it, and we need to feel it as well. Yeah? So, and we can really draw like a map of Ezgi's dream. We're starting, just to repeat, we're starting first with the level. Which level are we starting with? Who remembers? What are we going to start with?
Storyline.
Storyline. Great. Storyline. Yes? So what's the basic linear story? Image after image after image after image. Event after event after event. Yeah. Great. The shot. Fantastic. Great. Okay. So Ezgi, it's your time just to read. I'll mute myself.
So there is one person, and it's like a place in Malaysia, and it's in outdoors. Yeah, like the place is outdoors, and it's also like a place in United States, in America, and there is a very foresty place, and I absolutely can't read these, but I'll read it through my images as well. There's a terrace, like a scene terrace, where you can watch the scene, and there is right in front of and next to the person, a male person, there is kind of a form, a very squishy form, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a snail. It's formless, but at the same time it has a form. And at the next scene, I see there is a phone without the cable. I mean, it's not connected to anywhere. And there is the image that there are spots of radio signals. And a girl and a bag is disappearing in the sea. And someone is going to work with a scooter, and he is being late. That's all.
Great. Tomorrow I'm going to make a little lecture about types of dreams. This is a very particular dream. Great. It's going to work. Okay. So, what do we do now when we open a dream with this story?
Ask clarifying questions.
Great. So let's unmute ourselves, or whoever has a question, unmute yourself and ask an open-ended question just to clarify the images so that we can see them the way SB sees them, right? Because there's a lot of information that's missing for now. So, Marinia, what do you want to ask? I know. Who has a question?
I have a question.
Let's go from the beginning, right? Just that we don't get lost, although it's a short.
I'm wondering, what does the forest look like? Is it kind of a tropical forest? Or...
What is the weather like?
It's clear yet somewhat foggy, as if there is humidity.
As if there is what?
Humidity. Like if the weather is a bit humid.
I'm wondering, what's the forest like? Is it a deciduous forest or is it tropical?
So, Katya, just ask what's the forest like without suggesting, so that Ezgi can find their own answer.
Okay.
It wasn't tropical, but there were a lot of pine trees, yes. like trees that would be in the mountains. I don't know the names of them, but
Could you see the face of the male figure?
no, because I was looking him like behind him. I could only see his back.
And where is he?
So he is standing at the edge of the terrace. There is this supporting place so that he won't fall down, and he is facing the forest and enjoying the scene.
And does the man,
Where is the woman? Melody, I think if you want to ask the question, you would need to switch off your camera maybe, because it's very hard to hear you. Or write it in a chat.
may I repeat my question?
Yes.
Okay. Does the man interact with the formless slug figure?
No, I don't think they are aware of each other.
And where is the slag?
It's right next to his foot.
Which foot?
Right foot.
Where's the woman? That's the question from Melody. Which woman?
There wasn't any woman.
Ah, the water. In the water.
The girl. It's at the very end, and I absolutely have no memory of it. I wrote it down, but I don't remember it.
So let's come back still to the terrace, because there are some questions I would definitely have. Maybe someone else has a question. Leah.
Yes. Are there any noises or smells?
It's very fresh. The smell of a mountain, basically, and the forest. But I don't recall any noise.
And you said there is a sea, but where's the sea? Or did I not understand it right? The terrace by the sea.
The sea is at the very end where I don't remember. There isn't any sea here.
So in the first scene, can you describe clearer the landscape once again for me?
The landscape is just a very foresty, maybe forest and sea, but maybe that's the confusion. It's just a forest, like from the lowest part of my visual space to the very end, like it's all forest everywhere. It's all green, like very green.
And how do you feel when you see this forest all around?
I feel very refreshed and very peaceful.
What else about this scene? Do you know everything? Is there something you'd like to know? Colors, textures, materials, sizes. Do you know how big is the terrace, or what is the color of the snail? Slug. How high or low? Yeah, we need the basics. Oh, good.
The floor is made of wood, and I'll just describe the terrace. It isn't endless, but I know that there's an end of it, yet I don't see it.
What color wood? What color of the wood?
It's brown, obviously, but it's not dark brown. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like a mild brown. As if the ones that we use in our home, like maybe somewhat different colors can be used, but yeah.
And when you say terrace, how is it in relation to the forest and the ground? How high is it?
It's very high, and that's the particular thing about that terrace, because it's very high.
How do you get there?
I don't know.
And the color of the slug? And the direction, is it more? What is it doing, the slug?
So, I mean, it's like a slug, but it's gray, by the way. But the texture is like a slug, but it's not a slug. It's like a circular thing, something. I don't know what it is that, and it's like moving like this. Because I don't know how to describe it. Like, and yeah, the size of it is around like this.
Any other question about this part, or shall we move on?
Is it any particular time a day? Like, I think it's in the afternoon, like around 2 or 3.
And are you physically there in the dream? Which perspective do you have?
I don't think that I am physically there. I'm the observer, and I am looking from, like, how should I, like, from the edge of the other side of the terrace, like just in front of the door. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see any door or anything, but it feels like that was the end of the terrace, and I was looking at the scene from the most possible far point of that man, maybe.
Do you recognize something of this man? Like, does he wear something familiar, or maybe his haircut or something of him that makes it related to someone you know in real life?
This is verification, Manal. Yeah? So we're going to leave it for the next step. But it's a great question. Could you describe the man a little bit clearer, right? But this, if he connects to something from the waking reality, is the next step. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say I don't think that I know the man, but he he has a blue coat and like a raincoat, but the ones that you wear in like trekking, something like that. Maybe it's a trekking route, I don't know. And he is wearing something again. You would wear a gray pants that would wear for a trekking route, and he had boots, and he had short hair, and I have no idea about his face.
Like, how old is the man?
He is in his late 20s or maybe early 30s.
And anything particular about the way he's standing?
His weight is very equal, and his legs are like, he's in parallel position, and his hands are in his pockets, and he is very like straight in his position, and yeah, that's all.
And how does the man relate to the slug-like form?
They are not informed of each other, like no relation. That sluggish thing is just.
Okay. And Ezgi, you said the sluggish thing is on the right, but where is it exactly?
Right next to the foot of the man.
Aha. Okay.
Yeah, very close.
I drew it. Okay.
Like the foot is here and the sluggish thing is here. Very close.
Is the sluggish thing on the floor or?
Yeah, that's a very good question because it's not connected to floor. It's floating.
That was my feeling. Where floating? On which level?
It's floating, but like the ground is here and it's floating like this. Very close to the floor, but it's not connected to floor. That's why I'm saying it's not slug or something like that. It's the formless thing. But circular. I have that image of being circular.
Great. You see, asking question is a great tool to bring, because for you it was clear, right? But it makes a big difference if this circular thing is on the floor, it's actually off, right? Okay, shall we move on to the next one?
I have a question still.
Yes, go Emma.
Maybe I missed it. You said that you were as far away as possible in relation to the man. Do you know on which side or in which place in relation to the man direction?
I am right behind him, but we have how distant I am, like a couple of meters, but I am right behind him.
Okay, what else? What kind of a phone is it, and where is the phone without the cable?
It's absolutely in void. Like there is nothing else. It's just a phone, and it's white, and it's kind of like the old phones, you know, the ones like this, and you open it like. Maybe the buttons are on this side, not on the phone, but it's like a radio talk phone. I don't know how to describe it. With the antenna and everything. If you want to, you can pull the antenna. And it's not very big, but yeah.
And the telephone works or not?
It doesn't because the cable is not there. It's disconnected.
Which cable?
Like the regular phone cable. That would.
So the how you say, headphone and the body of the phone, they are connected, or they are?
They are connected. The phone is not connected to anywhere, and it is not a cell phone. that's why it's not working. So you can see the body of the phone with the buttons and the receiver. No, because they are connected. I mean, yeah, it's closed. I don't see it.
And you say the phone is in the void. What kind of a void? What's the texture, color, sense of the void?
It's black, but it's not like as if I am in a very heavy place. It's just like, it's just there and nothing it's required to be there. It feels like it. There should be just the phone. And the radio signals, I think it's connected to this part, but it was a separate scene where I could feel the radio signals in different spots. And then it turned into some kind of a map, and the radio signals felt kind of red and green at the same time. Like, and it's not purple, because that's a fake color, but like bubblish radio signals.
Husky, I think maybe I wrote down wrong, but I think he mentioned a girl in the back is disappearing into the sea. Can you clarify, what do you mean by in the back?
This part I don't remember. I took a note of it, but I have no memory. So I wrote a girl and a bag is disappearing in a sea, like in the sea. I don't know. Bag, yeah. Like, yeah.
I still have a question about the radio signals, because you say you see it as a map. What kind of a map, and where's the map, and
it's like as if it's hung on a wall, but it's not. Like, so I see it in front of me. I don't see it. It appears in front of me because I first feel the radio signals, and then it kind of formulates into a map. And it's very big. Like, it's all my vision almost, and I'm checking out the radio signals and feeling that, basically.
And is there an emotion in relation to the radio signals? Or feeling?
You mean emotion?
Yeah. Oh, this is Meldy's asking. But because you say how they feel that they're published, but
actually, they don't feel anything. I mean, I don't feel anything. I just feel them, but there is no emotion attached to that feeling.
then is the girl in the back, and the back. In the back, now I have the back. Girl in the back disappearing in the sea. And then we have the last scene, which is the scooter. Any questions about the scooter?
Is there traffic? No, not at all.
Which is the color of the scooter?
It's white. Is the scooter on a road or?
Where is the scooter? Yeah, not to suggest.
Yeah, it is on the road.
What kind of say, Mana? Yeah.
Any particular speed or rhythm of the scooter?
It was on a regular speed, not fast, not slow. Like, it's on a city speed.
And there is someone driving the scooter?
There's a man driving the scooter.
Does he work?
Sorry?
Where does he work?
I don't know.
Because he's late to work, yeah? No, he's going to work and he's late.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know where he's working. I just know for a fact that he is late. And sorry.
And which direction is he going?
He's going to the right.
And how does he feel?
This is funny actually, because he seems quite chilled, you know. I am the observer again, and this time I am just I have the God view, so I am worried that he is late, but he just doesn't care.
How is he dressed?
Like he is wearing some jeans and some what's that called? Like t-shirts, very, very casual stuff.
Which color?
I don't really remember, but now that you ask, again the blue popped up. But he was wearing a coat as well, because he is on a scooter and the weather is a bit cold.
Is he wearing
Is he, sorry?
Is he wearing a helmet?
No.
And do you have any sense which country or place this city is in? Or this road? Is it a city? Sorry, I didn't even answer.
Yeah, it is a city, but no, I don't know where he is. But I don't think that it's somewhere that is in my city or neighborhood, because the roads seem to be from a different country. Not even from a different city, from a different country, because of the infrastructure and everything.
Which shoes does he wear?
He's wearing sneakers.
And how old is he?
He's again around his late 20s, early 30s.
Does he have a cell phone?
I don't know that.
Does he get to work? Do you see him getting to work?
Yeah, I think he gets to work.
Do you know how it looks?
No.
And do you have any sense, how do you feel seeing him getting to work?
Yeah, it's not relief, but it's like, oh, finally. A bit of frustration, like, oh, come on.
Great. Let's use the last moment, unless someone has a question. Anyone has another question? Something we missed, or I missed? So who would like to do the verification? Take just start asking questions to see which of the images from the dream are a real reflection of the reality, of the waking reality. So really asking, about Malaysia, about the USA. Have you recently, these questions about have you recently been on a scooter? Have you recently seen a floating slug? Circular shape. Yeah. Who wants to do that? Or we can do it together. It's just that we make it before we finish the Then you, okay, go Ray. Good. Yeah.
So, have you been to a forest like this in Malaysia or the USA?
No, I've never been to States or Malaysia.
Have you seen this terrace before in person?
I haven't.
And you said already you don't know the man.
No.
Okay. Have you used a phone like this before?
No, not that I remember. I mean, I used similar phones, but this one is very particular and I've never seen it. I don't remember seeing something like that before.
Did you recognize the girl? Or this is a hard one, I know you don't know. I'll move over that one maybe. Have you ridden a white scooter before?
I've never used any scooter in my life.
Are you often late to work?
No, and I mean, like for a couple of months, I am working from home, so it's kind of hard for me to be late.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, Ray. I'll add 2 more questions. What's your feeling about Malaysia and USA? Any feeling?
I have no particular feelings about Malaysia, but I would like to visit States. Like, I specifically want to do the PCT trail and trekking on that route. Yeah.
And have you been recently trekking?
No, but we had plans to do it starting from this weekend, and today we had to cancel.
Good. No more questions, or someone has one?
Have you met or have you been thinking of a slug or a similar animal lately?
Yeah, this is the question that I was waiting because yesterday I was handling one of the cats in my backyard and I accidentally ran over like 3 slugs at the same time and I felt horrible about it. And yeah, I think that image of sluggish thing haunted me in my dream.
Well, definitely an emotional event has a high possibility to make its way into a dream, right? If we get emotionally moved, this is why the dreams come up. And yet it's interesting that instead of 3, you have 1 that is circular and floating in the air, right? So there is something of it, but it is still transformed. Great. Okay. So, that's good. So we have it laid out. So let's, Ben, you wanted to ask something, sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you know anyone that is often late or you are trying to rely on that isn't very reliable?
I didn't understand the question. Sorry.
Do you know anyone that has let you down recently or been unreliable?
No.
Okay, so let's wrap up this dream and start safely for tomorrow. And tomorrow, so before the meeting, if you have 5 minutes just to refresh it, would it be great? Because we're gonna start by like diving into it, maybe making a much shorter warm up, just to dive into it to make sure we have time to explore it physically, and then to also open it through words. Okay? So let's sit up straight for the last moment. Oh, and I have homework also. And then close your eyes and breathing out slowly 3 times and counting from 3 to 1. See the 1, tall, clear, and very bright. And then blow out a circle of light in front of you and see all the images of SG stream in this circle. And out of the light of the circle, weave a pouch. So weave a little bag of light so you can store safely these images and see that you envelope the images in light and you connect it somewhere next to your body. Like if you made a little pocket in the back of your head or next to your hip, just to have it there working and unfolding in the time of rest. And when you've done, breathe out and open your eyes. Good. So we're gonna unfold it tomorrow, and as a homework, continue reversing your day as you did yesterday with one extra tool within it. If you have a situation during the day that you experience a glitch, you know, sometimes we have a misunderstanding with someone, or there is a, you know, like, I don't know, I feel it as glitches, that's why I call it like this. But if you know, you sometimes say something and someone responds in a bit awkward way, you feel, or you respond in an awkward way without really understanding why. If you have such a situation during your day, as you're reversing your day during the night, when you come to that moment, breathe out one time and watch the situation forward. You watch the situation again, then breathe out one time, step into the shoes of the other person, and watch it again from their perspective, and then breathe out one more time, and step back into your own shoes, and watch it again. Yeah, should I repeat once more? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole
Good.
Yeah.
So, you know, no problem. So, like we did today, you know, in the class, when we would stop and watch ourselves like if it was a movie, looking at it from the last moment. So we do the same before we fall asleep. So it's called reversing, and this is the main practice of the work from the school of the dream work I do, where before you fall asleep, the last thing you do is you watch your day as if it was a movie in which you're starring the main role. So you watch yourself from the outside. Yeah? So I see myself lying down in bed, meditating, going back to the kitchen. I really watch it and I look at myself from the outside. And then if I have a situation of this kind of a glitch, I watch it forward, then I step into the shoes of the other, watch it forward, then I step into my own shoes, and then reverse. Yeah, and see what changes. That's it. Good? That's it. You have no, you're waving. I wasn't sure if this is a question. Have a good day, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, and if you have any questions, bring them. Good word. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.